Hello, hello. Happy Friday to everyone. It's great to see you guys. We are seeing lots of you in the chat, and it's Friday. We've made it through another crazy week, and we are so glad it's finally here. And a special shout out to everyone that's in the chat, from Donna to Peggy to Ed. And I'm going to quote Ed: a magician and a hermit walk into a bar. That's what we started with our session. So it's going to be a wild one today. But again, Peggy, welcome. Kathy, Misty, Joanna, welcome to the show. We are 7 ladies merging our magic, and we are missing one of our soul sisters today, Wendy. We love you and miss you, and we'll see you next week. But again, we've got the lovely Elizabeth, Jen, Dawn, Marcia, Angie, and myself hosting you today for wherever you are around the world. So we're going to focus today on the full moon in Leo. It's at 24 degrees, and it comes up in the evening Eastern time next Wednesday, February the 12th. So we're going to talk a little bit about the energies of the full moon and what they might mean for us. Then we will talk about the collective message. We'll be pulling some cards for the collective, focused on really how do we create our inner light and let our creativity shine. We'll be talking about that, and then we'll be pulling some individual cards. If you want a card reading this afternoon or evening, please put a heart and also a number, because Angie's going to roll her dice per usual, but we will go ahead and get through as many readings as possible. So with that, have I missed anything that anyone else has anything to add? The only thing we do have, Dawn has a full moon ritual that will be coming up on the 12th. So stay tuned, because on Monday, we'll give you more information regarding how to connect with that. It will be in the evening. I think it's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And join us. It's very similar to the new moon ritual that we did several weeks back. All right. So everyone, settle in your chair, and let's just get really grounded and cleared so we can waltz into this lovely weekend. So I'm going to ask you just to slow it down just for a few moments. And I want you to take a nice, clean, relaxing breath. Try that one again. Just settle into your body. Relax. Let go of any tension in your body. Notice where you feel tense. Just continue to breathe deeply. And we're going to go back to that beautiful fireplace in that clearing in the forest once again. It's a starry night tonight. You can see so many constellations and stars, and they shine so bright in the sky. We are sitting around the fire, each of us sitting cross-legged next to someone else holding hands. And we are gazing into this warm, crackling, and loving, beautiful fire that has these amazing colors of white, of gold, of purple, of red. And as we are together, we are feeling this current of beautiful, loving, Christ-conscious energy surging its way through all of us. It's connecting us with heaven above and with Mother Gaia below. And as this energy pulses through each of us, through our hands and our ethereal bodies, we are being cleansed in the most beautiful divine light. And we are connecting each of us together as one community and set of souls, with this beautiful energy supporting one another as we pass this beautiful energy to the next, to the next, to the next. We are here. We are united. We are sacred. We are protected by Archangel Michael, who puts this beautiful bubble of protection around each of us in our entire group. As we gaze at this loving fire, let's be grateful that we are together and that we have this time. Feel the energy tingling through your hands as you pass that loving energy to the person next to you and the person next to them. And so it goes around till we complete that circle of life. Take one nice deep cleansing breath in. Relax and exhale. Remember that energy over the weekend of love, of support, of community. We are grounded, cleared, and ready to go. Okay, Miss Dawn, over to you.
Okay, so we're going to be focusing on that Leo full moon. And I want to talk about first how it's going to hit the collective, and then I want to discuss it on a personal level for us. In the collective, it's at 24 degrees, 6 minutes of Leo. That means the sun is in Aquarius at those degrees. And it's going to be squaring, the sun is going to be squaring Uranus at 2320. This is very often, because it's Taurus that Uranus is in, and Uranus is direct, this is very often changes in financial institutions, money, things like that. And we could probably see some of that coming up this weekend, because usually you'll feel the energy of it before it actually perfects. And also we have Mercury as we're approaching this. Mercury is going to be into us in a square with Uranus, and is going to have the Mercury Cazimi is on Sunday. So very much about unexpected truths coming out, things that we don't see coming. A lot of that energy is going to be coming out. And I feel that is for the collective as well. There's going to be a lot of news. I also think that because Taurus often symbolizes the earth, that talks about possible earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, that kind of energy. So it's Uranus. So it's very strong, and it's the sun squaring it. Mercury is going to square it. Because it's that strong, I just think there's many unexpected things that it's like we go in cycles where sometimes we have more of those natural disasters. So I don't want you to think that, it's only, this period of time and it's, crazy. We do have that as a regular cycle when Uranus actually has that happen where it gets squared by the sun, and you'll see that there's more seismic activity during those times. So I want to say that for the community, that those are kind of the things that I'm expecting to come out. And also we need to, lift up our hearts in support of other people that are out there for anything that might befall some of our fellow human beings. And I feel the divine feminine is getting very strong now as well. And she will be getting stronger as Venus goes through her retrograde, which is a little later on in March. I also want to talk about how we can use this new moon in Leo to bring out our creativity. Leo is very heart-centered. It's also extremely creative, and how we can express ourselves very often. I have a sister who is a Leo ascendant who does not like to speak in public or anything like that, but she is extremely creative when it comes to making quilts, sewing, canning, any food related things. She's the go-to person, right? So it's that thing about you, that's that special thing that gives you joy. And moving into that, when all of this is, when you're not sure what's going on out in the mundane area of the world, then to go in and really let your creativity release, especially since early this morning or late last night, we had Neptune conjunct the North Node, moving towards that special place. I know Elizabeth made sure that she mentioned that to me, and you will have been feeling some of that already, and you will continue to feel it because they're very slow moving, and they're going to be in that energy for quite a while. Neptune does not leave for several more, at least until March. Neptune is, I believe it's the day after the eclipse, as a matter of fact. So it's March 30th. March 30th is when Neptune will move into Aries. So it's going to be at that 29th degree eventually, pretty soon, but it's still going to be close enough to the North Node for it to have a flavor of that, right? So I want to encourage everyone to look inside themselves and what their creativity is that they can go into and just make the world a better place with that kind of energy, whether it's writing or cooking or just whatever you love to do. So with that, does anybody have any questions or further things that they might want to say? Okay, Marcia, go ahead.
It's not really a question, Dawn, but you just pinged on. I was going to ask you if the same advice you gave us last week would apply to this week, which I took your advice and last weekend, put on a great playlist, and decided I was going to try some new recipes and really try some artisan bread and just the working of my hands and being, kind of just staying present in that moment. I can't tell you that. I mean, like you said, I just didn't think about another thing in my life. So I'm assuming that's still good advice for, just dealing with unexpected twists and turns. And what do you think?
Oh, yeah, very true. Neptune is also music. So losing yourself in dance, losing yourself in music, especially uplifting things where you can, I had someone ask me what is advice regarding getting out of her head. And I'm like, do you like to dance? Oh yeah. I'm like, turn up your favorite tunes, put on some old Whitney Houston and just get up and dance and feel the energy in your body, because when you're dancing, you don't think about anything else. And that counts because you're in the moment. And that's the most important thing, is being in that moment. So Neptune is very much related to music and also very much related to photography and all those other things. So anything that you feel like it also opens up your creativity, because Neptune represents something, but it's not that. Like, it's a picture of a mountain, but not the mountain. That is Neptune. So yes, that's perfect. And the fact that you listened to music while you were doing the physical act of creating something, trying something new. Perfect. Elizabeth, did I see your hand up earlier or?
Yeah, I was just noticing when you mentioned earthquakes, it's talked about a lot and they're popping off everywhere, but 300 in that area in Greece just a few days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 300. It's related to a volcano there.
Oh, yeah.
300 in a couple days, and everybody evacuated.
Okay.
Voluntarily. Yeah, it may not blow, but it was a lot.
Right. And that's very typical of when Uranus gets activated. And thank goodness it's it's been giving me such hassle when it was retrograde. It was just beating me up because it's activated in my chart this year. So retrograde was not fun for me. So now that it's direct, much better. And I think that everyone, I think just moving towards also, I know that Angie does the yoga on, it's Mondays? Yes, Monday evenings, right? And that is a perfect thing too, because when you're doing something like yoga, you have to be in the moment. You're thinking of your breathing, you're concentrating on your positioning. And to me, that's very much, the more that you can be in the moment of whatever you're doing and just be concentrating on that is such a relief for your brain, and it's a self-care thing for you as well. So everybody needs to do a lot of self-care because of this South Node in Virgo. But really, I want people to find their own special creative spark, is what I would say with this Leo full moon, because that's what it's there for. So think of anything in your chart that might be around that 24 degree and what that might be an expression for you. I have Cancer at 25 degrees, so it's a sextile for me. And so it's like, oh, it's in the second house. Second house can also be food, things that matter to me. And so it's just a matter of what you want to focus on. And I believe Mars is already past that. I think it's like at 18 degrees right now. So thank goodness we don't have Mars right on top of that, adding its little opinion to things. So any other questions or, oh, your moon is in Leo, Elizabeth, really? You have my sister has her moon in Leo too. She's very, big-hearted is what I would say. It's a very, very big-hearted, always wanting and willing to help other people is what I would say of a Leo full moon. So, okay, I guess I will turn that back over to Marcia. Are we going to go ahead and start on our way through?
Yep, I think we're ready to start pulling cards for the collective. And the kind of with that summary that Dawn just gave us, and thank you, Dawn, that was awesome. The collective question that we kind of formulated is, how can you let your inner light and creativity shine? So as a collective, I've been shuffling as Dawn was reading, and I'm pulling again from the Intuitive Whispers deck for this week. And we got the 29 card, the precious present moment. And I just about flew back in my chair. It's, speaking very much to that, be present in this moment. And that really is your superpower. But I'm going to read what it says here. Look around you in this moment. What can you see? Try to notice 5 things that you hadn't seen before or been aware of just a few moments ago, such as colors, textures, sounds, or feelings even from within yourself. We can so often get caught up in our mind, analyzing the past, trying to predict an unknown future, that we forget to notice so much of the beauty of this moment. Much of our suffering happens outside of this present moment. So when we can train ourselves to become more present, we take ourselves away from a lot of unnecessary pain. I'm going to stop right there because I just feel like that last sentence is so powerful. And it brought me to just a memory of times when I have really lamented about, like this time of year, I think people are thinking about love or personal relationships and, just trying to get out of my head. And it's funny that they mentioned to think, notice 5 things around you, because one thing a very wise woman told me once is when I was in my head, I couldn't get out of my monkey mind. She said, think of 5 things 5 things you can see right in that moment, 4 things you can touch in that moment, 3 things you can hear in that moment, 2 things you can smell in the moment, and 1 thing you can taste. And I mean, as you go down 5, 4, 3, it brings you right into this present moment. You can't help but be right present. So I think collectively we are coming out again and trying to shine our lights, noticing the lights of others, but you have to be still and present to really get the benefit of that light that's trying to come out of you. I just love that. Okay, so I'm going to hand it over now to Dawn, who's going to be our next reader for the collective.
So as I was shuffling, this card just flew out all on its own. Triumphant success. So I'll just read the first paragraph because it's really perfect. The first of the mental cards signifies that new beginnings and exciting challenges may be before you. By utilizing your strength, willpower, determination, and focus, there's the potential for you to reign triumphant in many areas of your life. So this card is often associated with the Ace of Swords, the truth coming out. And I feel like that is going to be happening in personal lives as well as in the mundane, where we get all kinds of things that are going to be coming out in the news. Again, I would limit your news to only so much a day, because then you don't get caught in that cycle. But I also think that it's talking about strength, which is very much that Leo energy. And what is your truth? What do you think is your most important thing when we are thinking about going along our paths and we are being led to doing more spiritual things, because we have the North Node in Pisces with Neptune there? So I would say this is very much about us focusing on what it is that truly matters. And that'll be different for every person. So that's what I feel that this is going to be. And let me see who is coming up next. It would be Jen.
Okay, so my card is going right along with what we've already had come out. I'm using the Angel Guide Oracle. So my card is signs and reminders. And so just thinking about what Marcia has already said about being in the present, you're not even going to see the signs and synchronicities if you're not in the present moment. Angels love to send us signs because often we're not in a space where we can fully listen to their guidance, most of the time because we're too busy or not willing to listen to the messages that we hear on the inside, and signs catch our attention. They remind us that our angels and loved ones in spirit are with us and willing to help us. If you ever have found yourself questioning certain events or signs, it's because somewhere within you, you don't feel fully adequate or worthy of the love that is being shown to you. Know that you are worthy. When you receive a sign, there is an important step that you must take in order to usher the miracles into your life. Call in help. A sign is a message that help is available, so welcome it in with an open heart. And so in order to be able to let out more of your inner light and creativity, you've got to get present, but you've got these signs coming to you. So you've got to pay attention when they're coming in and then take action on them when they show up. All right, so Elizabeth is up next.
Yeah. Hi. Nice to see everybody. And more of the same. It's 27, the heart home, compassion. And this is truly exactly what they said about dropping into your heart, taking time when you need it, things like yoga, all of that. And honestly, people are really going through it. So compassion is important. I think all of us are very spiritual, and you're going to run into a lot of people who aren't, and they're kind of freaking out. So keep that in mind. And it does say when you begin to feel like you don't belong anywhere, it's time to make your way back to your heart home. This is your true home, where you're being called back to that quiet place where your soul resides. And when you do that and you get back into the kitchen and you're doing your exercise and dancing, it really changes your perspective and your outlook and brings in, then you can come from that heart space and offer up compassion to other people, because they're really going to need it. And I love the synchronicities. And when I was meditating before I came in, I don't usually see green auras, and that is the heart chakra. And it was so cool. So I love that came out. And one last thing, it's imperative. It says when this card comes out that you do this, or the universe could be harsher to you. So take the time you need to just, involve yourself in the moment in creative things that you love to do. And don't feel judged about taking the time, and don't have any preconceptions. And that is all I hear. So I will go now to Sari. And thank you again. It's so nice to see everybody.
All right. I pulled today from the Gaia deck. I just got this. And Marcia, thank you for the inspiration. the card that I pulled for the collective, it's such a beautiful card. It's called Liberation. And you can see here the symbol of the white dove in the sun. And you see this beautiful light shining down on this dove. It is of 25, which reduces to 7, which is around the sacredness of this message. And liberation is really around breaking free from any kind of negative attachments. So if we're thinking about what it means to unleash our potential, our creativity, to let our light shine, some of us may have an attachment either to a person, or it might be a habit, or it might be a way of being, or maybe a belief system that perhaps in the past may have held us back, or perhaps someone has an unhealthy attachment to us. And so what Spirit is saying is that for all of us to kind of step back and say, is there anything in my life, whether it be a person, a behavior, a belief, that could be holding me back from my ability to let my light shine and just to go for it and to let my creativity roar like a lion? And so the dove reminds us of the sacredness of the message around liberation, freeing ourselves and unleashing our potential, but doing that in a way that honors where we are, but releasing what no longer serves us. And so that is one additional message for the collective. And I will pass it on to Angie.
Thank you so much, Sari. That's such a gorgeous, that's like a frameable card, isn't it? I wanted to share with you guys. So Sari just pulled that card. Jen on Tuesday pulled a card with a dove. And then on Monday night, some of you guys were there with me when the 2 separate decks, we pulled out doves for Monday night. And then later that night, there was a dove on TV. I'm like, what is with the doves? And then today with the Aquarius energy, the Sabian symbol is a big white dove. So all of those synchronicities that Jen was just talking about, those signs, right? If we can't hear them, if we're not grounded, and we can't connect to source if we are unsettled. And when Marsha was talking about the counting back from the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, also, when you are vibrating higher and you are seeing synchronicities, people go, what does this mean? What does this mean? Stop in that moment. Use that the same technique. You can even just use the 5 senses. I just say, stop where you are. If you're seeing 444, we had lots of 4s this week. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are you smelling? Go through all the senses and track that, because you will see a pattern. So then you'll know what that means for you and what Spirit's trying to get through to you. So that's a way that you can use the synchronicities once you start seeing them appear. And then in addition, that tidy house, I just posted before we got on here, the advice card we pulled last night was a tidy house, and it was all about synchronicities. So that covers Jen's. And then Elizabeth had heart home, quiet space we reside in. And then the triumphant success, Dawn, and that card, swords have been coming out like crazy, the Ace of Swords especially. And I saw in that energy staying grounded with the green, and it was a very yin yang distinction. I don't know if anybody else was getting that too, with the color differences of the blue to the purple, talking with Spirit so that we can co-create. It's a communication. It's a listening. Those are things that all happen together. So it's just beautiful. I hope you guys are picking up on that there. If you're listening, anything that is syncing for you, jot it down. It all means something. Okay. So how can we let our inner light and creativity shine? I don't think I've pulled this card before on screen. And as you can see here, I was like, okay, well, we're in the year of the wood snake. All right, I got it. It's an 11. So we have 2 of those 1s coming back in. And this is called ether, the seamless unspeakable. This is a 0-point field, the void, a blank
canvas. So we're talking about creating, right? This is a new start with those swords, a new start, a new truth kind of energy, and time to choose what you want to bring to life. Endless possibilities, a limitlessness, and paradox. So it's basically like an energy of what are you creating? We're creating with every word we say. We are constantly co-creating, whether that's for our detriment or our benefit. So we do need to be careful with our own Ace of Swords. We do need to be careful with our thoughts, because then we're putting our order in. With every word we say, with every thought we think, we're putting our order into the universe. So how can you let your inner light of creativity shine? With your words even. I was feeling like people are going, but I'm not good at doing any kind of art. My mom used to call it arts and crafts. I can't do anything artistic, or I don't draw, or it doesn't have to be. It can be doodles. It can be writing. It can be making bubble letters. It can be sewing. It can be dancing. Like that's always my go-to. When your brain turns off, whatever that is for you, you are co-creating with the universe in that moment. So I thought this was really interesting, because there's those blues and purples that were on either side of that sword. So that's really beautiful. So in this, if anybody is fearing darkness, know that's where dreams are birthed. And it is the light we may be fearing, not the darkness, because in that time, we are showing what we have created, and the darkness things cease to exist. So it's the time to show our creation. That can be a little bit nerve-wracking. The land has been tilled in readiness for the flowers we wish to seed. Outdated doors have been closed, and the space between the breaths, we open new ones. So all of that, again, new start energy, we create it with every word we say. So just again, be mindful. We're in a time, we're still on that upward climb, still creating what ride we want to get at that full moon. And we still have time to kind of change the ride if we want that to be a better ride, coming off of that full moon down to the new moon, back down to divine feminine energy. So these themes are elusive and mysterious to define, but it's a knowing without words. And then the spaces in between, it's our life force energy. And it's on page 44. So all those 44s we've been getting all week, there you go. Heading it back over to Miss Marcia for our individual polls.
Wow. What a round for the collective. I really enjoyed that. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so everybody who put a heart and or a number in the chat, I want you to focus on your question. We're going to start. We've all kind of, our energy has aligned with somebody in the chat, and we're all pulling cards. So I am pulling a card for Lindsay. So Lindsay, if you're still here, I just want you to focus on, we are asking just spirit advice for the question that you're holding right now in your heart. And we're going to put this under the veil of how you can shine your light and creativity. And I pulled tonight a tarot card from the Wildwood Tarot. I don't know if you can see that. I'm loving getting to know this deck much more. And the card that literally flew out for you is this 5 of Arrows. The key word associated with this card is frustration. So Lindsay, somebody has literally got your goat, sweet girl. You're the archer in this scene, and you have shot off 4 arrows fast and furious, but have not paused to take aim. And just whatever it is, or whomever it is, this could be a work situation where, you know, somebody is gossiping. It could be a family situation. These are arrows. So they are thoughts, but these are thoughts and words that have been launched. Okay. And this is you in frustration, launching out, but not taking aim. So pull back, think about take a moment to just laugh at yourself and say, what a waste of your precious energy. Whatever is frustrating you is really small potatoes, okay? Hence the number 5, but it is causing you frustration. And in that, you can't create, you can't shine. So needle out whatever it is, and then take a moment to practice some of the advice or things we've talked about here, the breath work, the self-care, the kind of counting yourself down in those frustration moments, and you will have much better aim. Okay, Lindsay, I hope that resonates and is helpful for you, and we'll pass it over to Dawn.
Hello, I am pulling for Lucy, so I am very excited. Hello, Lucy. I believe that you're in Germany. My son is now working in Germany, so I'm like getting this whole vibe thing going on. I drew for you, or actually it volunteered, a beautiful uncaging. And there's something about this, this lock that I find very intriguing. So let's take a look at this. At this time, you're being called to assess where guilt is playing a part in your life. Recognize how it's affecting you and others and address it so you can release yourself from its grip. Guilt is a powerful emotional state, capable of transforming difficult situations. It keeps you accountable for your actions when you've done something that causes harm. However, it can also feed a self-sabotaging cycle that fosters codependency and a distorted sense of personal power. Self-blame can lead to behaviors that perpetuate low self-worth. So I really feel this is really striking me about Virgo energy. And I would look at Virgo in your chart and where it falls, because I feel like there is a release that needs to take place, that you can let go of the guilt, and you will be able to do that also. I was thinking about that on the full moon. That's an opportunity to release those things, to, write down what has been heavy in your heart and just send that off to the universe to deal with. And you focusing on you and the now. I feel like this represents that energy of the heart and that very strong Leo. So I feel, don't be so hard on yourself. I think that that you have felt guilty long enough, and that it can just be released for you now. So I will pass this on to Jen.
Look at all these buttons. Okay, so I have pulled for Crystal. Okay, and the advice from Spirit today is pretty simple for you. It's just yes. And so I get that there is a dream that you've had and something that you've wanted to do, and the answer is yes, go for it. This card is a huge thumbs up. If you're making a decision, the answer is yes, go for it. This is a time for positivity, celebration, and progress. Angels are encouraging you to let the light in and enjoy it. All of your hard work is paying off. Any endeavors, projects, and opportunities before you are now getting the green light. If you've been holding off for the right time, the time is now, and you're being encouraged to take the next step. You're good to go. If you're feeling scared or worried, that's okay. Invite in help. Angels are there to guide you, and they want to be a part of your success. So relax and experience the joy that is unfolding for you now. So whatever this thing is, it is go time. You can move forward with that. And so we are now moving forward with Elizabeth.
Yeah. Hi, Kathy. I'm going to read for you. And, I'm excited. I don't know if this is going to resonate, but this is a card 43 about liberation. And I feel like, I'm not sure what you're going through, but whatever the situation is, you're going to feel a lot of freedom around this, a lot of liberation. I you may be rolling around in some uncertainty, and I don't know if you have kids, but I think if you do, there's like this feeling of worry about the kids, and I want you to know that this is an indication really to just set yourself free, definitely stay in the moment. Okay, good. Well, I hope they're fine, because this is a sense of whatever may have kept you down. And I don't know if you're going through a divorce and things like that, but you're getting liberated from that, or a situation that's kind of kept you bound, chained, so to speak. And if you were feeling a lack of power, boundaries, and all of that, you're really going to get a lot of good energy back with that at this time. And you may feel very cautious and uncertain again, but I want you to know with some of these endings is a lot of good freedom and new opportunities. Cool. Okay. I love that. All right, good. Thank you for your feedback, and I hope to read for you more. I appreciate all your comments too. I see you. Thank you. And it's Cerie's turn.
All right. I'm going to read from Misty. Welcome back, Misty. We haven't seen you in a while. And so I'm pulling from the Cosmic Oracle, and the message from Spirit for you today, and I think this is actually a message for all of us, is around balance. It's a 2, and this is a card that says so much energy is spent on others. It is time to replenish your own energy source. And when you receive this card, it signifies a need for balance and equilibrium with your inner worlds. Your external world is merely a reflection of your inner world. And right now, there's a call for balance in the giving and the receiving of energy. And so it reminds us, Misty, of the 6 of coins or the 6 of pentacles. Oftentimes, this card is representative of, are you getting back what you were giving? And sometimes we want to take care of others, we want to nurture others, and we want to give of ourselves because that's who we are. However, what it says is, at this time, to help unleash your creativity and to let your light shine, it's time to step back and allow yourself to be the receiver. I feel like this is note to self. But this is a card that says achieving this is by taking time out in nature, getting adequate rest, self-love, self-nurturing, eating healthy foods, but also being around people who are positive, who really support you and have your back. And so if there's anyone, Misty, around you who is not supporting you and not helping you, find this inner balance, then that's something that you probably need to look at. So again, for all of us, and I think it's a great collective message, we're all doing a lot of good, and we are giving of ourselves. We are giving of our hearts and our souls to help nurture those who are not spiritually awakened. And it's a scary time for many people. But the key, though, is to find it in harmony and balance. So, Misty, it's just a reminder that if you feel out of balance, there's some really easy and simple things that you can do. Walking in nature, taking care of oneself, taking a salt bath, spending time with people that really have your back. And again, it's a message I think that is resonating for each of us: equal give and take, and balance. So with that, I'll turn it to Angie, who is going to read based on the rolls of the dice.
Cerie, you do that every time without even knowing it. You're always you nail it with the Sabian symbols, and you don't even know it. Literally, that sextile today with Pluto is all about balance in the first 5 degrees. That's the theme. So that is spot on. And then where Venus is sextiling at that 2-degree mark, the lesson that comes out of that is balancing the inner feminine and masculine polarities. So you do that, I think that's the 4th time in a row you nail it like that, and you don't even know. So cute. Okay, so 8 is what I rolled here. And Jana, you were the first one to put in an 8 and also an add. So the advice from Spirit here, we have the 6 of Swords. However, he came out in reverse and all my cards are upright. So I knew that was important. There's a resistance to flow here, and we're fighting against the current. And we did have that turtle come out last night as well, as far as like, take the time, slow and steady wins the race. Allow yourself to float, whatever kind of chaos is going on around you. The 7 of Swords energy, guys, and it may be someone that's familiar to you, friends, family. It's like a king of the jungle energy, eat or be eaten. But here you don't have to be eaten by this. You just need to let people do what they're going to do around you. And if they're causing, some comeuppances here, you don't have to be a part of that. Okay, you can rise above the raisin if this is a family situation there. And it just feels like someone's trying to be a one-upper. So rather than fight against them and let them know they're wrong, don't waste your energy doing that. Let them think whatever they want to think. Who cares? As long as you know that you are secure in your energy, and just kind of think in your mind's eye when these mountains are here in the background, just try to be this turtle and just let the current take you, because if we fight against these kind of energies, you're just going to be exhausted. It's exhausting. And you need to save your energy for creating and for taking care of you. Okay. So I hope whatever this is passes quickly, and just don't fall for it. Okay. Please don't fall for it. This is just someone trying to show off, and they don't need to be told they're wrong. Just don't care. Okay. Just don't care. I hope that helps you, Miss Jana, and I hope that resonated for you too, Ed. And back over to Miss Marcia.
I've got to unmute myself here. Okay. And I see lots of comments where, first of all, thank you. You all are so complimentary to all of us. But I want to make sure that you all understand, coming in here publicly and exposing yourself and allowing us to connect with your energy. I mean, they may seem like small words, but the sentiment is deep. We are thankful. It takes a lot to expose your vulnerabilities, to let us tap into your soul that way. So thank you guys for doing that. And I am pulling right now for Spirit Dragon Tarot. And with a name like that, we've got to go a little outside the box. So I'm pulling from Seasons of the Witch, the Samhain Oracle deck. And for you, we have pulled Greet the Darkness. Let me get my pages here set. So we've got Greet the Darkness here. The key words here are self and inner truth. And just by the name, we're going to, I think many of us can intuit that this is about really going in and doing shadow work. You may be experiencing some kind of dark night of the soul or coming out of that, but darkness, you might get a sense of terror or fear of what you don't or can't see, but not all that things that are hidden are bad. There are many things that you cannot see that hold the secret to life, abundance, and renewal. Just like the lotus flower that blooms from the darkness of the muddy waters, there is beauty in the darkness for those who know where to look within their own heart. This is called the shadow work, a practice that allows you to make friends with your demons rather than hide from them. And what seems like a monster is really a lost part of you needing love and support. So in this Leo time, I'm reminded of a client that I just read for the other day who's having Pluto go right over her natal Chiron. And so somewhere you may be having difficult transits, dealing with some old repetitive patterns, or something in you that needs to be examined, embraced, and loved. Oftentimes, when I've had that feeling of that darkness, what I'll do is I'll envision myself as my adult self sitting back to back with my inner child, just sitting in silence back to back. And the visualization of that just helps me love that inner child a little more deeply, to know what it is she's trying to tell me. So I'm going to pass that along to you and hope that there's some wisdom and knowledge in there for you. Thank you for letting me read for you, and I'm going to pass it over to Dawn.
Hello, and I'm going to be reading for Monique. Hello, Monique. I hope you're still here. I feel like we're getting a theme message here that's going on. I actually had to get a different deck out for you because I was told to, and it's the Enchanted Map Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. The card was Goblins. Oh, so fear is an illusion. Choose love today and forgive yourself and others. Goblins are born when you're wounded and something essential is lost in that experience. From that point on, as you forget your wholeness, they remain with you in the shadows. There they remind you of what brought them into being. They hold you hostage through low self-worth, self-sabotage, and the feeling that you're lacking what you need. If goblins pay you a visit, know that they represent the shadow of your own self or someone else's, and that they're leading you into a potentially reactive situation. A goblin's card appearance is an opportunity for growth and a signal you must love yourself. No human is without flaws. So, really, this indicates to me that there has been a deep wounding. And even though you think you have recovered from it, there's still something that's going to be triggering for you. And I think you need to allow yourself that space and time to deal with this past life experience. I feel like it's a past trauma or a past life trauma that is being a trigger for you. So one of the things that I also got as a downloaded message as I was looking at what the card meant was that there are so many swords that have shown up in everybody's readings today that it just really struck me that the truth is out there, and it's going to be what allows you to see and vanquish what that goblin energy is. And again, I feel it's an opportunity for a chance to heal. And I think we all have our own goblins that we deal with. And it's a number 5 card. It's about change. So no human being is perfect. And I just want to say that I think this healing energy that we have coming with this Leo heart space energy of the full moon will be very healing for a lot of us. So with that, I will go on to Jen.
Okay, so I have pulled for Judy. Let's see, where are you? Okay, so I used the Animal Guides Tarot to pull your message from Spirit, and we have renewal. And what I was feeling from this is that you are at a crossroads right now. I feel like just the level of burnout, like that you've just gotten just completely sick and tired of the way things have been going, and it's just time to make a new decision. Personal transformation, reevaluation, life reviews and making changes, letting go of the past, curiosity, and problem solving. Raccoons present themselves when you're taking inventory of your life. You know where you've been and you know where you are. The question then becomes, where are you going? Getting clarity about your life purpose and making important changes will ensure that you're on the path most divinely suited to you. It may be time to let go of your current way of life and even of certain people whose values no longer match your spiritual calling. Forgive what has been and embrace what's to come without judgment. Raccoons are full of adorable curiosity and innate intelligence, and they exhibit fierce loyalty to others in their group. They're also very good at problem solving, extremely adaptable, and always ready to explore life, which makes them the perfect symbol for exploration of what's next in your life for you. And so I did also pick up with the loyalty thing, just being careful about who you are staying loyal to. All right, so I'm going to move forward with Elizabeth.
Yes, I can't believe you said crossroads. Because that's what I'm going to. Hi, Natisha. I'm here to read for you. Sorry, like crossroads. I feel Natisha's at a crossroads. And there's probably a lot of uncertainty, a lot of change, but and your energy feeling divided. But this is a real opportunity for you to choose a new life path, a new direction. I do have the card here, Drifter 14, which is a 5. And like Dawn said, change. And also she said soul connections. So for you, I feel like you're really going to be at this crossroads. It's a good time to kind of step out of your comfort zone and do find, as we talked about in the beginning, what lights you up, what makes you feel creative, because this essence that you're looking for in these decisions is going to come to you in a kind of unexpected, mysterious way, which is also happening astrologically. So I want you to, if you can, get out of your comfort zone a little bit and experience life as it comes, as it does say here. It's beautiful. And that's very much also, as we said, staying in the moment, experiencing life, and bringing a lot of joy and love and laughter, and just see what opens up for you. I think it's a really cool time for you to make some new choices. So I hope that does resonate. And now over to Sari. I think we still have time. Yay.
Okay, I'm pulling for Donna. Donna, I hope you're still with us. And I pulled today, again, from the Gaia deck, because I love this deck. And this is a card called Perception. And if you look carefully, Donna, it has the third eye, this gold light at the third eye, as well as the throat chakra, and a butterfly down right underneath it. And it is a card that says, Beyond the Veil of Illusion. The lady featured on this card looks directly at the observer. She radiates love and wisdom, yet stands firmly in her own truth. I think this is another message for all of us, but Donna, I think in particular, I think this is going to resonate for you. From this standpoint, she's able to see beyond the veil of illusion. She is showing up today in your reading to reflect these same qualities within you. You are being advised to stand your ground with regards to a person or an issue. Stand in your own truth and do not be swayed by another's beliefs, opinions, or views. If it doesn't feel right, then it's not. Trust your intuition and gut feeling on this one. Be true to yourself. You can respect other views, but not change your value system. So this is a card, again, speak your truth and stand your ground, and trust your intuition that you know exactly what is the situation, and hold on and stand your ground for what you believe. And the naysayers, don't pay attention to them. And so that is a message, Donna, for you. It's a beautiful card, beautifully depicted. And I hope it brings you some clarity and some wisdom for today. And I'll pass it to Angie, which will be our last reading, and then we'll close out.
Okay, so when I rolled the 8 the first time, it pinged off the cards here and flipped over. I'm like, okay, there's like an obstacle there in the way. So I rolled again in an open area, and it's an 8 again. So back to Ed and Miss Jonna here. The Hermit. I don't know what the deal is with the reversals. These are all upright. So they really wanted to come out that way. And if you think about it, that turtle in reverse was on his back, right? So the hermit being upside down, it's like, I don't want to deal with it. I just want to be in my shell. People are jerks. Right? And in the environmental energy, this is our 8 of swords. So, I mean, a lot of swords, like John said, a lot of swords, guys. This is our mental energy. And there are also what I find, and there's another snake here who is in the woods. There's all kinds of, it's like a nest. And there's a need to shed this negative self-talk, that stinking thinking. So there's a reason Marcia started talking about the countdown. And then there's a reason that when we're getting these signs, or if we stop getting signs, it's because we're not being connected to spirit. And it's all in our head. It's like, yes, we have to still deal with these negative energies that are around us, but we know that that's outside. Right. So it's cool. It's cool to get in your turtle shell and not want to come out. That's fine. But what's here with the hermit energy, it's kind of like, I am too dang tired to climb that hill and look at where I've been, because I'm just over it. I get it. I so get it. I'm very curious where your Mars is with that retrograde happening there, because it's been exhausting. It's so tiring. And our bodies are our first home. Okay. So Cancer sign, yes, the home and our foundation, but we are our foundation, guys. And if we're not taking care of our foundation, and that includes, again, every single thought is an order into the universe. So that we can control. We can't control all the yahoos. We can't, if we are coming inside the turtle shell, cool. But when you get in that turtle shell, make sure that what you are manifesting is what you want to create. Because if we are focused on, the jerks everywhere, then we're going to pull in more of that energy, right? Those are the people that are not awake, and you're here. So you are. And we need you. We need your thoughts to be kind to yourself. And no matter what everybody else is doing, let them. It doesn't matter. Okay. The only way we can control the outside world is with our inside world, point blank, period. That's it. That's all. And that's final. Okay. So cool. I get it. We're exhausted. We don't want to climb up there, but it's okay. You're allowed to. Okay. You're allowed to, but I do want to make sure, even rewatch the video, guys, rewatch this tonight and go back through and jot down all of your own personal little pings, because there were a lot of them here tonight. All right. And definitely balance is of the essence. That Leo 8 energy coming through strong. Inner balance brings outer balance. Okay. We love you so very much. Thank you so much for being here. That is a wonderful happy Friday to everyone. And we will see you again at 10 o'clock on Monday morning. Thank you so much for co-creating all of these messages with us tonight. And we will see you Monday morning. Bye, guys.